Welcome into Mile High Racing. We're going to be taking a look at Choro Q pullback cars today. So on the screen you got a plethora of what I believe, and I've been trying to investigate in this a little bit so I can get a good understanding of the history here. But Japan Toys, they're pullback vehicles, and on the screen I believe we have kind of a range of assorted prices, if you will, right? Some of them have more tampos than others. Obviously some of them have racing liveries. All of them seem to be licensed, which is really cool. And I'm going to get into showing this. I literally just took these out of the box, and this is the very first, we'll call it 15 that I have in my collection. So I've never actually put hands on these. This is going to be the first time, so we're going to take a look at them together. We're going to start down here, and what I believe, and I say licensed because they are in terms of the package. I'm going to turn this around and see if you can see those base details here. This might be really difficult, but we'll give it a try. So you can see base details there. So Choro Q, we have on the back, and what I believe, from what I can tell, a couple folks are saying, is these used to be called penny racers. So on the back of these they have kind of the name of what the vehicle is, and the so obviously this is a GTR 34, and you have some, again, this is where you can put that penny. Bounce around a little bit here, but it looks like this is where you could put what seems to be up here. There's a coin right here, coin there, and then a coin here in this package. So again, these are different packages that these things may come in, but this is where that would go, and the car would kind of sit like this and pull wheelies, do some circles. I'm planning to race all these with my kids and have a little bit of fun. That's my goal. But this would kind of be that, what I believe to be the low range price. And the reason why I say that is you can see on the back it doesn't really have tampos. There's no back on the tampos there, and I'll show you another one that's going to have it. But let me jet this across the screen here. These things wind up pretty good. Pull it really quick here. You can see there. I'm stopping it, but they roll pretty good right across the screen. And then this one, we'll go to this one next because it was right in front of me. So let's move this one out of the way there. This is what they call a coffee churro, or a Wanda. So this one is made, oh, okay, I see what it is. So this is the package that it came in, and it says right on the top there, Wanda. I don't know if you can see that, Wanda coffee. So Wanda coffee in Japan, I'm assuming, in place. Need to do a little bit more research, but it's got a Mugen branding there, which is pretty neat. And then you can see there's your Choro Q branding right there. S2000, put that right there. And it's a pullback as well, and it's got a little penny slot on the back that you can see there. So here's some of the other cars that come in these coffee racers and coffee churros. And same thing with the pamphlet inside. So the cars actually come stuck underneath. Got another sample here to show you. Come in there like that, and I guess you can get it to go with your coffee. If that is the case, I hope to see that one day, because that would be pretty neat. You can see there's a 350 or a 370Z, one of the two. Pretty neat little ones. Show that off really quick. It does pull back and shoot across the screen. Decent detail. We got some front tampos. Let's see if you can see that there. Front tampos there on the S2000. You can see the two-tone on the hood. No sides, obviously, but rubber tires nonetheless. And then there's your penny slot in the back. Not sure, obviously I don't speak Japanese, but there's some writing on each back of one of these. It's nice to see that on the Skyline. You can kind of see that it says Skyline, and it tells you what it is. Let's see here. Get that to focus. There it is, Skyline. So again, it's nice to see that. There's a GTR 34, and then we have a 32 sitting here, I believe. Yep, 32. So GTR 32 right here. And again, this says J's. I can only imagine that is the branding of like a hobby store maybe. But on this one, we even got a rear tampo, so it might be hard to see. It is, but here, right there below the wing, it says Nissan. So on the back there it says Nissan. which is pretty neat. So again, I'm assuming this one over this, maybe. It is, you may have to pay a little bit more, base price. I'm assuming they still have these out. Again, a lot of assumptions here, right? More investigation to do. I just wanted to do the unboxing, but the paint looks pretty good. They're plastic cars, plastic base. A lot of detail for being small. Kind of reminds me of the cartoon brand, if you will. Window wipers here are painted on. So another Tampo. Yeah, this has Tampos all around. I'm a big Skyline buff, so that's a pretty neat addition. Well, first grab at having churros. So another package, which kind of reminds me of looking at like a Toys R Us, like slot cars back in the day. If you recall that, it used to be in something similar. Well, here we got a Skyline from the Super GT series from back in the day, which is really darn cool. I'm gonna go ahead and open this because I'm not gonna plan to keep any of these in the package. So we'll open this new old stock, and that's one of my favorite things to do. I do enjoy doing this. So let me move these two little ones out of the way here, or the two Skylines we've already seen, and we'll open this Skyline here. Let It Breathe. And I couldn't tell you what year it's from because I cannot read Japanese, and I don't believe I see a normal date of manufacturing on here anywhere. Oh, maybe I lied. Look at there, 1999. So 25 years, 26 years, give or take. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Super exciting. Give it a little sniff, check the smell. Love it. That's pretty cool. It's kind of set up to be like a finish, like a, you finish the race kind of deal. Wicked cool. So there's the Pennzoil GTR. We have Tampos all over the place. We're trying to focus on too many things here. The camera is anyway. We got Tampos all over. Hood, wing, windshield, top, sides. I mean, tons of detail here. Back, you have that little penny slot, Skyline GT. That is really cool. Try to get that centered. There we go. It says Skyline GTR number 5. So that is pretty nice. Let's see how robust that wing is. It's pretty good. Let's give this one a test roll. Yeah, pretty sweet. I like that. Then let me see if I can slide the base details up there. Bam. Get a focus. There we go. So this one says Nissan Skyline on the bottom. And then again, that assumes like the parent company there, the QHG. Pretty cool start to the collection, I will say. All made in Taiwan, by the way, from what I can tell out of all of these cars. They're all made in Taiwan. So there's that GTR. We'll move that right there. And we'll get into the next one. We'll go here. So this is another packaging form for these vehicles. And this seems to be a police car, which I believe to be another Skyline. So this is newer packaging than this. So this was, or a different store, maybe. This was 1999. This says here on the front, 2006, right down there. So a little bit of a slim down, some cost savings maybe. And we're going to open this one. So let's check it out. I don't want to damage the box too much. I do like the package, but it's not coming out very easy, so we're going to go ahead and rip her open. All right. We'll slide the little police getter out of there. Maybe it's an Alpha? Maybe it's an Alpha. I can't tell. Again, let's read that together. What does that say back there? ST. Yeah, nothing on that. Aha. RX3. There you go. So somewhere on the package we have a little bit of English, which is nice. Nice to see. That way I can tell what's going on. We got Choro Q special model on the back. EON. Not sure what that is. Nice little police bulb on top. Pretty neat car. That's a cool one. And it flies. Nice. All right. One I was extremely excited to receive. A lot of Japanese focus cars, Asian focus cars. This, not so much. From what I understand, and what I could tell so far looking at what's out there, is they have Chrysler and Ford. And some European manufacturers as well, but for America, they have Chrysler and Ford, from what I can tell. Still researching, trying to figure out exactly what they got. I'm a big American Muscle guy, so I saw this and I said, wow, now this is going to be a cool one to have. Gold plated, I'm not really sure what that means. This is obviously in one of those little coffee containers. It says Wanda on it. Fits the other one that came from the little car there. Not 100% sure what the difference is, it being gold plated versus non. But that's okay. We're going to open it anyway. Doesn't really make a difference to me. I open everything at Mile High. Let's see if we can open that now. That label completely ripped. The other ones I had a lot better luck with. They kind of came right off. Old adhesive. So let's take a look at this. So you can see underneath, this is how they're tied down. Just kind of got like clamp grips up top. You just kind of slide the car off. What I believe should pop right out. There it is. So pops right out of those little clamps there. And this says A cars with an American flag on it. Wanda collection. Got the gold plated again. Maybe it looks like it says 10 in the car. So maybe 10th anniversary. Not 100% sure. More research to be done there. Nonetheless, we have a Dodge Charger, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, that's what this is. No English on this package, mind you, to tell me what this was. So we're guessing at this, but I believe it to be a Charger. So it's, like I said, Chrysler. Or maybe it's a Cougar? No, that's a Charger for sure. Tell on the front end right there. A little short behind, but nonetheless, really cool car. We'll figure out what the gold plated means. But there's the 3 different types of packages there. We have yet another different type of package sitting right here. Move these 2 over. Move this one over here. So a little bit more expensive than everything we've opened so far. I'm assuming promo of sorts or something of that nature. Not 100% sure, and that's upside down, isn't it? Yes. So Q Shop, it says in the top right. And again, Choro Q is the name of the cars. We're going to open this. I got nothing else on the base details besides it says made in Taiwan. We don't have a date or anything on this vehicle. So we'll open this 32. Let it breathe. Very cool. That bright blue is extremely bright. Made in Taiwan. We got Skyline GTR on the bottom. We know it's a 32. There's the deets on the bottom. That's coming in pretty clear. Very nice. Little chrome wheels. We got the no tampos. At least I don't believe. But maybe that chrome grill on the front. You can kind of see that's a different color. That's chrome down there. Not 100% sure if that's 2 separate pieces or if that's one. But this one's pretty cool. That's a neat one. So it says Q Shop Original. We will research. And if anybody watching this knows what any of this means, I'd love a little educational tip. Because I've dove down the rabbit hole, and I'm going to continue going now that I'm there. So let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you guys know about these or have any information to share. So we have 3 more left up here. I do have a slew of a couple that are sitting over here. I'll flash those up really quick. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and open one of these other different types of packages. And again, these are in blisters, and they seem to be coming with the coin. So let's take a look at the RX-7. We'll move this up front and center, get these other cars off to the side here. So we got 2 pops for the blisters here. Looks like we got some tape at the top. We'll go ahead and run a knife in there, get the tape off. Nothing down the sides. We should just be able to pop this out. And it looks like there's a little tape down the sides. Alright, so we'll run the knife down the sides both here. You love opening new old stock stuff. It's amazing, right? Like this thing's been sealed up. Doesn't say on the front. Let me look on the back so you don't have to. Mazda Motor Company is English. The year. Now this one's not in Taiwan. This one's made in China. So, interesting. I almost wonder if this is later in the line. So maybe they went a little cheaper with their creation instead of it being Taiwan. I'm not really sure which one would be cheaper over the other. But we'll take a look, and these are indeed different. So this will be pretty cool to check out. I did not know that they made batteryized ones. So here's your coin. Choro, the Choro Q symbol. Very cool. Put that right there. And then we have the RX-7 here. A little bit heavier, which would make sense because they have battery. There's a battery inside this. Light on the tampos all around. I mean, if you didn't even have the Mazda logo on it, real car guys would know what it is, but you'd have no idea. And then again on the back, it has the name RX-7 there. Nice wing on the back. And then on the bottom, we have this. Let me see if I can get it to angle properly right there. So it says made in China, and then we have a switch right here. So we're going to engage that switch, and let's see what happens. Maybe we have a little bit of luck. Well, at least we got to go through that together. I did just hear a beep. Maybe you got to put the coin in for it to go somewhere. I'm hearing a lot of beeps coming out of it now. I assume this coin just kind of sits right here, right? It's fascinating trying to figure these things out first. Got a couple beeps out of it, but I got nothing else. So let's try it again. I'm not sure. It's supposed to run on its own, look like. Oh! It wanted to do something there. So the coin activates it, maybe? I don't know. Anybody read Japanese? Let me know what that says. I have no idea what that's supposed to do. That's pretty crazy. There's a couple images down here below that kind of show you some things with the car and what it looks like it's supposed to do, but I'm getting nothing from that. Let's open the other one and see if we have any luck. So the AE86 is next. We're going to open this one. We'll leave them both on, and we'll see if we have any luck with this one. But overall, a lot of different types of packages. This one would make sense. This is an entirely different animal. It's not the same. It's not just a pullback. It's batteryized. So having a different package makes sense to me. And then the others seem to be from a couple different years. The coffee one makes sense. It's sold at a coffee shop, a little bit different package, but they've changed packages quite a bit. Different retailers have different packages sometimes, I guess. But definitely some different offerings. Different tampos, like I mentioned. You have some that literally have none, just a gold plate. And then some that are kind of littered in it, right? Let's try this one. So we got an on here as well. And I got nothing on the on switch. Let's try the coin. I will eventually figure this coin out. It can't just sit there like that. And the hole has to mean something, right? I don't know. Bizarre. I mean, it's way too big to fit in there. Like, is this just a collectible coin? Could just be a collectible coin. I don't know. I'm gonna have to analyze it with some AI to understand what the Japanese on the package says. But that is the first set of cars in my collection here. That one definitely doesn't want to sit in there whatsoever. We'll leave these on. We'll see if they start getting to some action here. The RX-7. Hey, did you hear that? We got some movement out of it. Hey now. So is there... It's wanting to do something here. So it looks like when I push, give it a move, and then touch the coin in there. No. All right. We'll figure that out for another video, and we'll play with them a little bit. But here's those two in the back here with the coins, and we got these up here in the front. Nice looking ones, and a couple over here to the side that I can bring over. Another R32. Put that with the R32s here. silver. Same Nissan on the back. Got the police car, Civic hatch here. And then we have a Z, which is really done well. These are pullbacks as well. But that Z, the lenses is really neat. It does look like headlights. It's definitely not a Tampo, so that was pretty cool. And you can see on the bottom, this is actually from a 15-piece set, it seems, from Jay's shop. So Jay's shop is definitely a thing. Pretty neat. That's the Z. We have a Datsun, a 510 Bluebird here. The window Tampo, the Advin. The Datsun, Brie Datsun along the side, the 68 in the front. And on the back, we got Jay's shop again. That's a cool one. Probably one of my favorites, this and Pennzoil. And then I have what I believe to probably be we'll call it my favorite. So I'm a big GT race watcher, and this is probably going to go down in the books as being one of my favorites because it was the first GT car I purchased. So let's take her out of the package here. Release. That's pretty cool. So, Super Autobox, it says. Autobox across. So this is the Acura NSX, or Arta NSX. Super Autobox there on the hood. Number 8. We got the same along the sides. We got the window decal across the front and the back, the rear. And then there's what it says on the penny slot. Might have to get a penny and give that a try too. Because I doubt that coin's fitting in there. This has got to be a collectible coin. Hey, that's off camera. My mistake. Move these cars out. It fits in there. Didn't test this one, did I? Yeah, see, it's supposed to like pull a wheelie. Let's check it out. Okay, I see what it's supposed to do now. At least for those cars. And these are a little larger with the motor as well. You can see. You know, this kind of opening, unboxing of the Choro Qs has kind of been all over the place, but we've learned some things, which I don't believe you would have known otherwise unless you already collected these things. So good to know, right? At the top, off the top of the hour. So here we are, S2000 in the front, and we'll kind of line these up this way. That's kind of been the review today. Appreciate y'all stopping in and checking this out. It's been pretty interesting unboxing. I'm extremely excited to own these now, and my kids are going to enjoy the hell out of them. So thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you in the next one. I'll be reviewing some as we move forward because I really like them. All right. Peace.